Hi guys, so welcome to our channel. In this channel, we discuss about audit, and it is a batch it is a regular course batch on CA Inter Audit for May 25 and September 25 students. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about audit documentation, and today also we will be discussing about audit documentation. अगर सब कुछ ठीक रहा तो this will be the last class for audit documentation. Audit documentation chapter number 6 will be fully covered in this video. Okay. Okay. Huh. Do you ever give a thought that what is significant matter? Okay. Summaries of significant matter, but what is significant matter? What are the examples? What can be the examples of significant matters? So, right, examples of significant matters. Examples of significant matter. Significant matter include includes results of results of audit procedures, audit procedures indicating indicating results of audit procedures indicating that the financial statement could be financial statement could be materially materially misstated misstated or or a need to revise a need to revise the auditor's the auditor's previous assessment auditor's previous assessment of the risk of material misstatement risk of material misstatement and the auditor responses and the auditor's responses responses to those risks to those risks. Second can be circumstances that cause that cause the auditor significant difficulty significant difficulty in applying necessary audit procedure. In applying necessary audit procedure. Audit procedure. And the findings that could result in a modification to the to the audit opinion or the or the inclusion of an emphasis of matter paragraph. ये एक पैराग्राफ है. It is an is a topic in auditor's report. It will you will be study this auditor's report on chapter number 8. Emphasis. It is a paragraph name. Emphasis of matter paragraph in the auditor's report. In the auditor's report. So, what can be the examples of significant matter? Results of audit procedures indicating that the financial statement could be materially misstated or a need to revise the auditor's previous assessment of the risk of material misstatement and the auditor's responses to those risks. A need a need to revise the auditor's previous previous assessment of the risk of material misstatement and the auditor's responses to those risks. And circumstances that cause the auditor significant difficulty. Circumstances that cause the auditor significant difficulty. Significant difficulty in applying necessary audit procedure. Applying necessary audit procedure. Mm. Okay. Applying necessary audit procedure and findings that could result in modification to the audit opinion or modification to the audit opinion or inclusion of emphasis of meta paragraph. We will study this topic on chapter number 8, but yes, audit on emphasis on meta paragraph. Okay, so uh, results of audit procedure indicating material financial statement that could be a material misstated or a need to revise the auditor's previous assessment of the risk of material misstatement and the auditor's responses to those risks, circumstances that cause significant difficulties in applying necessary audit procedure, and findings that could result in modification or inclusion of emphasis of meta paragraph. Okay? Yes. Now the next topic is audit trail. Okay, you already know the what are the examples of significant matters. Okay, now you will know what is audit trail. So, what is audit trail? Audit trail. Audit trail. It may be. It may be defined as one or more. One or more folders or other storage folders or other storage media, folders or other storage media in physical or electronic form or electronic form containing the record that comprise comprise the audit documentation for a specific engagement. The audit documentation audit documentation for a specific engagement. Audit trail, it may be defined as one or more folders or storage media. It defined as one or more folders or other storage media in physical or electronic form or electronic form containing the record that comprise audit documentation for a specific engagement. Okay? Audit trail may be defined as one or more folder or other storage media in physical or electronic form containing the record that comprise audit documentation or audit documentation for a specific engagement. Okay, just give me 1 minute. My laptop does not have charge. Just give me 1 minute to plug the charger. Just give me 1 minute. Ah, okay. So it may be audit trail may be defined as one or more folders or other storage media in physical or electronic form containing the record that comprise audit documentation for a specific engagement. Okay. There are some notes which is very important from exam point of view. Okay. Note. It is very important from exam point of view. First of all, SQC1. SQC1 is a it is like a standard for firms. SQC1 is it is a procedure. ठीक है? Is a system and procedure for a firm to maintain quality control. It is for maintaining the quality of audit. You will study this on chapter number 11. Okay, then at that chapter we will discuss thoroughly on this SQC1. Okay, SQC1 SQC1 requires firms firms to establish policies and procedures establish policies and procedures for the timely completion of the of the assembly of audit files assembly of audit files. Okay, an appropriate time limit an appropriate time limit within within which to to complete complete the assembly the assembly of the final audit file of the final audit file is ordinarily not more than 60 days. Not more than 60 days after the date of auditor's report. After the date of auditor's report. Date of auditor's report. Okay? Okay? So, an appropriate time limit within which the complete within which to complete the assembly of final audit file. Final audit file is ordinarily it is not more than, it means maximum of 60 days after the date of auditor's report. After the date of auditor's report. Okay. Changes. Changes may, however, changes may, however, be made, however, be made to the audit documentation, to the audit documentation, audit documentation during the during the final assembly process, final assembly process, process, if they are administrative in nature. If they are administrative in nature, administrative in nature. Okay. Changes may, however, be made. Changes may, however, be made. मतलब किया जा सकता है. It can be made. Means it can be made to the audit documentation during the final assembly process. During the final assembly process, if they are administrative in nature. If they are administrative in nature. Okay. But what is administrative in nature? What can be the examples? Examples can include deleting, deleting or or discarding superseded document, superseded documentation, documentation. Okay. Sorting, sorting, collecting, and cross-referencing, referencing working papers, signing off, signing off, and completion checklist, and completion checklist relating to the relating in to the final assembly process. final assembly process and documenting audit evidence evidence that the auditor has obtained, discussed and agreed. Discussed and agreed. The auditor shall not shall not delete or discard audit audit documentation of any nature of any nature before the end of before the end of retention period. What is retention period? Retention period means the period for the audit documentation should be retained. It is for 7 years. Retention period is for 7 years from the audit report, obviously. So changes, however, we made to the audit documentation during the final assembly process, okay, if they are administrative in nature. And what can be the examples? What can be the examples? Examples can be deleting or discarding superseded documentation, sorting, collecting, and cross-referencing Working papers. You can delete or discard working papers. No, working papers means the papers. मतलब जैसे हम लोग नोट्स बनाते हैं ना वर्किंग नोट वैसे ही तो ultimately your main thing is the solution, not the working paper. Okay, the main thing is audit report, not the working paper. So but if the working paper is in administrative nature, only that time, only that case you can delete or discard working papers. Okay, sort, collect, and cross-referencing working papers. Okay, signing off, signing off, and completion checklist. Completion checklist, matlab, completion checklist means you made a checklist that what the audit procedures perform and what is completed. So you tick the audit procedures, no? Relating to the final assembly process and documenting audit evidence that the auditor has obtained, discussed, and agreed. मतलब means the auditor the audit evidence for which the auditor has obtained, discussed, and agreed. Okay, and the auditor shall not delete or discard audit documentation. It means after the final assembly process of any nature before the end of retention period. 7 years. 7 years from auditor's report, obviously, is common sense. Okay. So I already discussed about audit trail and SQC1 with the examples of significant methods, and it is the last topic of this chapter, completion memorandum. or audit documentation summary. Completion memorandum or audit documentation summary. Audit documentation summary. The auditor, the auditor the auditor may consider it helpful, consider it helpful to prepare and retain as part of the as part of the audit documentation as part of the audit documentation audit documentation a summary a summary sometimes and known as completion memorandum that describes that describes that describes significant matters identified during the audit identified during the audit and how they are addressed how they are addressed. Okay, what completion memorandum the auditor may consider it helpful to prepare and written as a part of audit documentation is summary. Okay, summary that describes significant matters identified during the audit and how they are addressed. Okay, it it facilitates effective effective and efficient review and inspection of the of the audit documentation particularly for large and complex audit. Large and complex audits. It facilitates effective and efficient, effective and efficient review and inspection of audit documentation, particularly for large and complex audits. Large and complex audits. Okay. Further, further, the preparation of such preparation of such a completion memorandum, such a completion memorandum, random may assist auditors consideration of significant matters. May assist auditors consideration of significant matters. Okay, of significant matters. Okay. Hmm. Now the last topic will be ownership of audit documentation. Ownership of who will be the owner? Ownership of audit documentation. Documentation. Ownership of audit documentation. SQC1 provides that provides that audit audit documentation is the property of the auditor. Is the property of the auditor. The auditor. Description provides that the audit documentation is the property of the auditor. Is the property of the auditor. It is asked in various exams. Okay, in various attempts. Okay, it is important. Also, he may, he or she may make portions of portions of or or extracts from audit documentation available. Audit documentation available to client subject to sub considerations. Subject to some consideration. Some some conditions. Subject to some conditions. Okay. He or she make portions of he or she make portions of or extract from or extracts from audit documentation available to clients or clients available to clients subject to some conditions subject to some conditions. Okay, so we successfully completed chapter number 6, audit documentation. Okay, um I want that the next chapter, chapter number 7, should uh begin from a new class. Okay, new joys, new excitement. So today's class will be over now. You just revise all the chapters till now, like chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and tomorrow we will discuss chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 comprises of 5 to 6 standards. Chapter standard of 560, 570, 450, 260, 261. Okay, 265. Yes, tomorrow we'll discuss chapter number 7. Bye. And if you like this channel, if you enjoy the videos, do give a thumbs up and subscribe the channel. Uh, after the mid of April or third week of April, in this channel we will start a new series for revision batch. For that batch, I am creating a PDF of all the chapters. Okay, the PDF will be separately for individual chapters, like chapter number 1 PDF, chapter number 2 PDF. Okay, you will enjoy the revision classes. Bye.